Hi, it's Craig from Yesway Communications here. Okay, today we're going to talk about low Earth orbit satellites. These are often abbreviated to LEO. Now, low Earth orbit satellites have been put into space in large numbers in recent years. As the name suggests, low Earth orbit satellites orbit much closer to the Earth than, say, a geostationary satellite. A geostationary satellite will orbit at 36,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface. That compares with a low Earth orbit satellite that orbits at less than 2,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface. One advantage of a low Earth orbit satellite is latency. Latency is the communications delay of the signal going up to the satellite, then being relayed back down again. Now, being closer to the Earth, you get less latency. So if we compare it with a geostationary satellite, which may have a 600 millisecond latency, a 600 millisecond delay, compared with a LEO satellite, which would have typically maybe 30 milliseconds delay. So just to recap that, bearing in mind I never write a script, I just talk. Geostationary, latency delay 600 milliseconds. Low Earth orbit satellite, latency delay 30 milliseconds. Now this is important for things like live streaming, what's the word I'm looking for? Zoom, what do you call it when you're video conferencing? Yeah, you know what I mean, a Zoom call. So you don't want to delay really when you're doing something like that. You don't want to, you're saying something, then it's not getting to the other person. Then it's going to be hard to have a two-way conversation. So LEO can give comparable low latency to the internet we already have on land, on the normal broadband we have at the moment. So that's one advantage. Another advantage or a difference of LEO compared with geostationary is that geostationary, there's your satellite again, and as I said, my head being the world turns, and the satellite is basically pointing at the same part of my head or of the world. So for instance, the geostationary satellite points at Western Europe, and it continues to do so even though the world's turning. Now, LEO works in a different way. Lots of satellites, little satellites closer to the Earth, called a constellation, constantly circling the Earth. But you always get communications range anywhere in the Earth because there's always one in communications range above you. So just think about the advantage of that. You then have worldwide communications. Anywhere in the world, any remote location. We're not having to figure out satellite footprints because all these satellites are above us. Now, the way you normally connect to LEO satellites, well, there's two ways now. The first way is with a ground terminal, little device, set it up, points to the satellite, you connect your equipment such as your computer to it, and that's how it works. But there's a new way that's coming through of direct phone to satellite. Now when I say direct phone to satellite, I don't mean the traditional satellite phones which would connect to a satellite and are expensive specialist piece of equipment, a specialist handset. I'm talking a standard mobile phone. A standard mobile phone that you have in your pocket. So just imagine that. Using the new LEO technologies that are coming through, you can use your standard mobile phone to communicate, to access internet anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter that there is no fixed terrestrial network and no cell towers nearby. which you have to think about at the moment. You've got access everywhere. Now, us people watching this will think, well, in fact, I saw on the radio recently, heard on the radio recently, on Radio 4 in the UK, a lady talking about something rather, and she made the comment, we're all online these days. Well, literally speaking, that's not true. The International Telecommunications Union estimate that 2.6 billion people are still not connected. That's 33% of the world population. So imagine, well, there's a variety of reasons they're not connected. Poverty could be some of it, but there's also, if you're in a remote location, it's probably not economical for that telecommunications company that's providing the mobile broadband or even fixed broadband to put in a service because there's not enough people and you're too far away. LEO satellites could provide this. So that's one advantage of LEO. And just think about that for a minute. If we've got access everywhere to education, I've just mentioned education, I've gone ahead slightly. LEO satellites can be used to provide education. The 2018 UNESCO report estimated again 263 million children aged between 6 and 17 not having access to school. We can put, in effect, school, in theory, in every pocket via mobile phone, in every remote location of the world. In healthcare, just think about that. Isolated communities could be linked via LEO satellites, thus enabling healthcare. Economic empowerment. Just imagine the talent and the brains untapped that we don't know about because they're in a remote community somewhere. I don't know, sub-Saharan Africa maybe, because I know internet connectivity is quite low there. By connecting them, they might have a business or business idea that they want to share with the world. It might be something we don't know about, or a local product that you might want to sell in a upmarket department store in London or in New York. You know, something brilliant that's produced locally that they can't get out there. So just think: education, healthcare, economic empowerment on a worldwide scale. That is some of the possibilities, guys, from low Earth orbit satellites. So I hope you've come away from this realizing that low Earth orbit satellites are much closer to the Earth than geostationary satellites. They have a lower latency, which is a delay, which helps with video conferencing, online education, etc. And they can cover the whole of the Earth. Right, okay, this is Craig from Yesway Communications. Hope it's made sense. As I say, I never write a script, I just switch it on and talk. Okay, thanks for your time. Have a good day. Cheers. Bye.